kind of town, Chicago is. A city on the brink of a championship. You can't help but see orange and blue. It's everywhere. Even the Lions are feeling the energy. But it's not the only game in town. At least not on this Saturday night in Lincoln Park, where basketball is king. We're on the campus of DePaul University, the house that Coach Ray built. The Simeon Wolverines have not forgotten. They can't get it out of their heads. A few short weeks ago, they were temporarily tossed off their throne, upset by the farragut admiral. If Farragut can stop Derrick Rose and Tim Flowers, well, we might just be witness to another upset. Tonight, one of the best teams in the country is feeling the need for revenge. It's Simeon versus Farragut in game one of a doubleheader. Sit back and relax. We've got a championship weekend on tap, beginning right now with the pt1 Game of the Week.
Good evening from the Lincoln Park campus of DePaul University at newly named Frank McGrath Arena. Well, I'll tell you what, this is a city that is certainly awaiting a championship. When we're talking about a championship, they're awaiting a championship. And we got two championship teams ready to go at it here on this court here tonight. The defending state champs in the Simeon Wolverines, the Farragut Admirals. They happen to have already played this season. And the last time, it was Simeon that went home with a resounding defeat. So you know right now that Simeon's going to have a very, very long, very lengthy memory on that one. Good evening, everybody. I'm Les Grobstein. My partner tonight is Kenny McReynolds. And Kenny, you just know that right now Farragut is going to have to be ready to go because they got Simeon coming at it.
Well, you know, Simeon's very upset. They lost to Farragut in the CPS Holiday Tournament in December at Chicago State. But remember, they knocked off Oak Hill, the #1 team. So they want to avenge that loss to Farragut that happened in December.
Well, we're talking key players, and these teams, they have more than one each, but who is the key player? We all know who it is for the Admirals of Farragut.
Well, when you talk about the Admirals of Farragut, you got to talk about Michael Dunnigan. This young man is only a junior. He's 6'10". I tell you what, Les, this young man is being recruited by every major college in the country. He can do it all. He can score, he can block shots, he can dominate on defense. So remember, if the Farragut Admirals are to pull off the upset again tonight, Michael Dunnigan will have to have a very big basketball game.
Simeon has as many as 3 go-to players, but the key player got to be Mr. Derrick Rose.
Well, when you talk about Simeon, you always talk about Derrick Rose, the best high school basketball player in the country. I think he proved that against Oak Hill. He can dominate a game. Derrick Rose can do so many things. He runs the floor. He's been working on his outside shot. He can also dominate the game on the defensive end of the floor, too. He's very unselfish. He may be the most unselfish superstar you will ever see. Derrick Rose is by far the best player in the state of Illinois, and most people say in the country.
Keys to the game, if Farragut's going to do it 2 times in a row?
Well, when you talk about keys to the game for Farragut, it's very simple. Stop Derrick Rose. They did it once, can they do it again? Make their open shots, and Michael Dunnigan has to control the inside. For the Simeon Wolverines, when you talk about keys, what do they always like to do? Play strong defense, get good dribble penetration, and, of course, execute on the offensive end of the floor.
And now, of course, we're talking about the team that expects to get some revenge. Simeon, their keys.
Well, Simeon, they're going to have to come out and play basketball. They're going to play strong. So I'm really excited about it. Let's tip it off. It's going to be fun.
And that tip-off is coming with Kenny and I very, very shortly here at DePaul. On your home for high school sports, both in the city and suburbs, Meet TV.
Game of the Week is sponsored by Nike.
McGrath Arena here on the DePaul University campus in Lincoln Park on a bone-chilling cold afternoon. The action is going to be great between Farragut and Simeon, second meeting of the year. And I'll tell you what, we just can't wait to tip it off. That's coming shortly, but right now, let's go down to our Mark Kruger.
All right, let's grab Steve. Thank you very much. You mentioned the first meeting.
And their big stud, Michael Dunnigan. They'll be down to the post. Simeon, Brandon Hall, Derrick Rose in the backcourt, Kevin Johnson, Ryan Orange, and of course, Tim Flowers. He's another of their 3 go-to guys, Kenny Mack.
Well, one thing we know that our 3 officials right there will have to be watching is the battle underneath the boards, because you know Tim Flowers is very physical and Michael Dunnigan is also extremely physical.
Yeah. Mr. Dunnigan winning the tip as it's brought up by Scott. Farragut going left to right, wearing the blue. Simeon, the home team, in white. Right now the Admirals in a matchup zone. And the ball immediately got loose, but it's picked up off the floor. And Deer's shot would go down. And here they come the other way with Derek Rose. What a show he put on against Oak Hill Academy. 3-point bomb will knock her down as it comes off of there by Hall. Put back up, nope. Play a little volleyball. Simeon keeps it going. Rose tries the home run. That's a little bit off. They're going to be a little extra juiced up for this one, I think.
Well, yeah, I think so. They want to advantage that loss, but Simeon so far doing a good job on the offensive board.
Dunnigan already with a couple of rebounds for the Admirals, but Farragut. Working outside against that zone defense inside. And the turnaround 10-footer. Dunnigan puts the Admirals up first.
Well, that's one thing Michael Dunnigan can do. He has that nice little mid-range game, and he's so tall. He has the height advantage, so when he catches the ball in good position, he just shoots over you.
Shot from the left baseline won't go down, and Isaiah Williams had it, lost it, fed down underneath, but whipped real hard, and out of bounds by Kevin Johnson, so the ball will go back to Farragut. Now, if you remember in that Oak Hill game, Kenny, Simeon started out not that great for about the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, and then all of a sudden, bingo, they turned it out.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Oh, they sure finished that game.
They can finish it.
Rose was the best player on the floor with a lot of sensational players. Oak Hill was #1 in the country at the time. Farragut, after having early blood, goes to work with Sean Scott outside. They use a 3-guard. That was a 3-pointer, will not go for Stowers. Farragut will keep it.
Boy, you talk about offensive rebounds. Simeon, so far, according to our statistician Tom Bonnet, they already have 4 offensive rebounds, but they're 0 for 5 from the field.
All the way back on the perimeter to Scott. That shot is way off. Scott gets it back. Stowers, and he can't. Darius Stowers makes it 4-0 Farragut. They're trying to make a little history repeat itself here against the Simeon.
They're not going to play a man-to-man. They're in a zone.
Both teams have shown zone to start this game, but these are totally different zone defenses. Bombs away, and that one won't go down. Up on the side there by Brian Orange. And the Admirals push it again. This is Williams. Going to the base. He's not going to challenge Timmy Flowers.
No, he saw Tim Flowers there, and all of a sudden he just decided to stop him. Let's see if they have a lob out of bounds play for Dunnigan. No, they don't. They just put it in the backcourt. Sometimes you have a guy like Dunnigan who's trying to get a lob on the out-of-bounds play.
The three-pointer was altered a little bit that time by Flowers on that attempt by Williams.
But a pass.
Little head fake, banked up and in by Flowers, who puts Simeon on the board. Well, he altered the shot at one end, finished on the other. That was his reward.
Well, what a great pass by Derek Rose. Passing while he's dribbling. He is such a good passer.
That's why it's just so much fun to watch these two guys play together. Oh, little intimidation inside there by Flowers. But a foul.
Yeah, Flowers is going to be called for the block on Stowers. So we take a quick look at the Farragut bench.
Well, you're talking to schools with proud basketball traditions. Both have gone downstate. Simeon has a couple of championships. We know Farragut has had a great history as well. This is Darius Stowers. I'm excited with that.
There you see Coach Nelson.
It's some guy with the initials KG play there.
Didn't hurt to have Kevin Garnett.
No, it didn't hurt to have a nice kid named Ronnie Fields, who was very good in that program as well. All right, it's Simeon now. On the short end, 5-2. Rose outside. Just doubling them up short on that. A great block by Dunnigan.
The best thing about that block, not only does he block it, then he catches the ball.
He just rejected Orange. Now that long three hangs and comes out of there into the hands of Dunnigan. However, ball's going to end up out of bounds. It's going to go right back to the Admirals.
That's 3 turnovers for Simeon this quarter.
A few more, they'll be ready to open a bakery shop. All right, Farragut leading it early. very early, we must stress. Isaiah Williams running the offense. Deer, now that long three. It won't go. Tipped by Dunnigan, no. Boy, he looks like a skyscraper up there, doesn't he?
And he gets such a great inside position.
And he gets elevation. He's not just big, he can leap. High pass goes to Rose. Set it back up to Paul. Off on the right one. Ryan around. Here's Rose. Penetrates. Didn't want to challenge Dunnigan. Three from the left corner is a beauty by a Paul. And suddenly it is 5 apiece.
And that's what Simeon will do. If you start to concentrate on Derrick Rose, other people will just step up.
Amazing how unselfish a player this young man is.
Shot off balance, not square to the basket.
That by Williams. Rose rebounded, and now here comes Simeon with a chance to take the lead for the first time in the game. More than halfway through the opening period. The second meeting between these two terrific basketball teams in the CPS. Three-pointer Rose. Let's go. Rebound. Flowers puts it in. He'll get a free throw to boot.
Oh man, I tell you what, he may be only about 6'4", but he plays so much bigger than his size. Tim Flowers, he gets down there on the backboard. Here it is again. Goes to the opposite side, gets that ball, and puts it up. A beautiful offensive rebound by Tim Flowers. Great positioning by Flowers, because most of the time, if the shot is taken from the left side, the rebound is going to come to the right side, and that's exactly where Flowers went. He went to the opposite side where that shot was taken, gets the offensive rebound, puts it up and in for the easy two.
James Deere charged with the foul, the first of the game against Farragut, as we get the 32nd timeout.
Now, I want to look at Farragut, 2 out of 10. So we're not exactly burning up the net so far today. As we take a good look at Coach Smith.
Flowers with a free throw, low shooting percentage. You think we're playing it outside instead of in here was a kill. That free throw rims him. That's called having a nice touch.
It's a real good touch.
Simeon down in the first few minutes, but they have come to life. None. He can't get it to go. And look at Rose Sky. He's got a 3-on-1 as he starts it, feeds it inside, right up and in. It's good for Kevin Johnson. He's going to the line.
Wow, what a great job of running the fast break by the Wolverines of Simeon, led by Derrick Rose. Watch the guys on the wing. Watch the way they feel the lane. Rose knows he can go left, he can go right. Johnson is shoved in the back, and if you're going to intentionally foul a guy like that, Les, you do not let him get the shot up. You push Johnson in the back. If you're going to foul him like that, then you wrap his arms around him and make him earn 2 from the line instead of getting the 3-point play.
With no arguing that that was, they had no chance of not only stopping the layup. I don't think they could have stopped it even with a foul.
But then you don't foul.
You got to back off and just give it up.
Oh, that's a great pass right out by Duncan.
11-5. Simeon after that 3-point play. The other end, nice backdoor feed and it's put in by Isaiah Williams.
Oh, what a nice pass though by the big boy Duncan. Does he have a feel for the game or what?
That stops the bleeding a little bit. Now Rose. Keep the momentum going for his team. Wings it right side to Orange. That's Bryant Orange. They have 2 oranges on the team. Brandon comes off the bench. Rose sets it off in the corner, and that jumper by Mr. Bryant is known as a cherry picking down the lane and is packed in by Scott.
Well, the Admirals show that they can also run the fast break.
It's just fun seeing these two teams play singly, but when they're going head to head, it's going to be, we're in for a fun night here on MeTV. High full speed goes into Johnson on the left wing. That 3 won't go, but Rose is going to track it down outside, following that miss by Paul.
Well, look how smart Rose is. He brings it back, checks out what the defense is.
That was way short. Dunnigan had it slapped away. Flowers picks it. He couldn't hit it. This time Dunnigan not only rebounds, but he's not going to let it get slapped away from him. Scours heading along the baseline area. Nothing happening, so they'll go back out and reset.
I really love the soft hands of Michael Dunnigan. He has real soft hands.
When you have that for a big man, how many centers have hands that stone? Like a Travis. They're in. Ball is going to go right back over to the Simeon Wolverines. Marvin Thigpen called for the travel, and of course also had picked up his first foul on that previous 3-point play. Back outside with it is Brian Orange. Rose gets it in the corner. They are doubling him up, but that could be dangerous if you're Farragut because Rose knows how to get out of it and pass on it. And they can't take a 3 out of it.
And shoot out of it.
14-9. Under 50 seconds that you can see remaining in the first quarter.
I tell you what, he is just so amazing to watch.
We've got to see him a whole bunch of times this year right here on BTV. Little holding foul outside. Good ball handling by Isaiah Williams to draw. Wait a minute.
We call it on Brandon Hall.
They did. It was away from the basketball, apparently. Right. Down to 30 seconds. And the Admirals will just work it back outside. Scott in a standing dribble, and they'll be very pleased to just dribble it out here and get the last shot. Down by a couple.
So they will not get into it before 10.
At least they should not. They don't want Coach Nelson not too pleased with them if they do it too soon. Down to 6, 5, lob pass up, long aviator, no chance whatsoever. That was a very smart play. When Hall had it, he knew he had no time to work it. He kind of played rather than trying to dribble it up the floor. Just let the clock run out. 14-9. Simeon leads Farragut, and that is the end of quarter 1. And we'll be right back here on your home for high school sports. You're watching the CPS Game of the Week, both in the city and now in the suburbs on BTV. Simeon has the 5-point lead to begin second quarter play. Here's Kenny McReynolds. And it was Farragut that got off to a good start, but boy, did Simeon come back at it.
Well, that's one thing you know about Simeon. They can come right back at you.
They did. Simeon starts with second quarter action after Farragut and Dunnigan have won the opening tip of this basketball game. Rose launches 3 more.
If you're playing zone on Derrick Rose, and he can hit it from out there, Simeon is now 3 out of 10 from the 3-point strike, where Farragut is 0 out of 6.
Ball carried loose, picked up, and banked in after all for 2 points. Nice little hustle under there. Marvin Thigpen ended up with, shall we say, the loose change. He put it in.
Well, maybe Farragut gets the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Here's Thigpen, and he takes it right at Tim Flowers, and the officials say Flowers got a little bit too much arm.
Rose had jarred that ball loose on that play, is what had happened. But it ended up late with Thigpen, who missed the free throw. So, it's a 17-9 score. Oh, Rose right down the middle, goes in, and he gets fouled. The block, of course, was made by Dunnigan there, but we'll see if he got him with the body or someone else did.
Well, see, the thing with Derrick Rose, you get up on him because you don't want him to shoot the 3-pointers, he'll go right by you. And he goes right by you and he initiates the contact, and now he'll be at the line shooting 2 shots. Because he had a couple of 3-point shots fall, they get up on him to try to make it difficult for him to shoot. So what does he do? He just goes right around you.
Well, he's also going to be an exclusive guest of yours at halftime.
No, in between games.
Well, halftime of our evening between games after the girls' championship game between Whitney Young and Marshall, which will follow tonight here live on BTV.
And he gave Derrick a couple of pointers with a 3-point shot.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he did.
That's why he hit it.
I guess we're going to see that later too. Huh?
We have it on tape.
And despite your pointers, he gets it in the shots. Oh, look at that rejection by Rose. Rebound, no. Dunnigan stops it. It's loose in the air. Nice fall-away shot. Won't go down for Thigpen.
They're getting great looks. They just can't finish.
Rose, look at him. Just jiggle-jaggle back and forth to avoid traveling. That's called great control. Foul away.
Another 3 right there.
Oh, my goodness.
We're so used to Derrick Rose with the dunk and all the exciting plays, but he's showing he can also shoot from the outside.
That shot was a little too low of a trajectory to go through for Stowers. Right now, Simeon, which fell to Farragut last month, trying for a little payback here. Here goes Rose again, shaking and baking. Deep in the left corner, they'll set it up. Brandon Hall got it back out of there over to Orange. Orange gets the screen, drops it to Derrick. DR. Three more.
Another three by Derrick Rose.
He's hit 4 of them.
The Kenny McGrail School of Shooting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the boots made out of green cheese.
Boy, can he shoot.
25-11 all of a sudden. 2-touchdown lead. And that miss is pulled down by Flowers. Gets it to Rose. Even his teammates on the bench are standing. They wanted to do it right.
And Brown was saying, just take another one. Why not? Why not?
Again.
Falling down. Oh my!
This is absolutely sensational. Timeout by Coach Nelson and the Farragut Admirals. 28-11. Derrick Rose.
All right, let's take a look at the East-West University move of the quarter. And you want to believe it or not, it may be Derrick Rose.
Gee, you think?
Here it is again. Derrick Rose pulls up for the 3. Hey, if you like that one, we'll show you another East-West move of the quarter. Derrick off the dribble. From the other side, nothing but net.
Are we watching Derrick Rose here at DePaul, or is this the NBA Finals with Michael Jordan?
I tell you what, he is unbelievable. That's our East-West University move of the quarter.
You know which team I'm talking about against Portland, that opener, when he looked around and just went, I don't know. That's what Derrick Rose is doing right now.
Well, Michael Jordan's son, Marcus, is here. I was talking to Marcus before the game, and I'm sure this is reminiscent of his dad. And you see, Simeon had 6 3-point field goals, 5 of them by Derrick Rose.
And look at the Admirals.
This is a 17-0 run, all by Derrick Rose. My goodness.
And the Admirals are 0 for 6 from behind the line, Kenny.
Derrick Rose on 17-0 run.
We are seeing one of the sensational players in the nation, much less here in Chicago, at his best. And that's saying a lot. Because
he's not warmed up yet.
No. Wondered if the left side that may have hit the block. It doesn't matter. The ball ends up in the hands of Kevin Johnson. Here comes Derrick again now. Working between the circles, gives the ball up unselfishly. Now that pass goes flying out of bounds. Orange tried to get the ball in the corner over to Kenyon Smith, who's into the contest now.
That's 4 turnovers for Simeon, and you see Coach Robert Smith is saying, pointing to his head, saying, use your head.
Daniel Green at the scorer's table will be coming in. He plays quite a bit. He's in the rotation for Coach Robert Smith. Warner now trying to get free with Deshaun Thomas for the first time. No, there's a lot of inside intimidation, even though they have Dunnigan. Right now, nothing is happening for the Farragut Admirals.
Well, Farragut, they're getting some really good looks. They just have not finished.
Flowers down on the block. They double him up. He gives it up outside. Left baseline jumper. It's good by Kevin Johnson. Well, that is Rose's run anyway, Ken.
But that's Simeon's run.
Not at all. 19-0 run, and it's 30-11. Dunnigan now gets that nice feed from Isaiah Williams and puts it down. And that ends that long Simeon run.
Yeah, that snapped a 19-0 run for Simeon.
30-13. Flowers tapped around. Rose goes for the rebound. Held it loose on the floor. Was controlled by Thomas, but he stepped on the baseline.
So actually,
he might have had a foul call.
That was a 19-2 run, and that was a 19-4 run by Simeon.
Derrick Rose actually charged with the foul. That would be his first. The 4th against the Wolverines. Farragut Admirals have picked up a deuce of personal fouls so far. Coming up on 3.5 to go in the opening half of 1. Isaiah Williams trying to get inside, but good D by Kenyon Smith. Must be tossed back out of there to Sean Scott. And the ball stripped away, taken right out of his hands by Daniel Green. And now here's a breakaway pass.
That's intentional.
It isn't, and it's called intentional.
That's intentional.
Kevin Johnson was there. He was cherry picking. They hit him perfectly. And on the intentional foul, he'll shoot 2 and they'll get the ball.
Right, here you go, the intentional foul. What a great pass by Derrick Rose. Now, does he go for the basketball?
Not a chance.
Not a chance. Nope. Unfortunately, Deshaun Thomas with the foul, but fortunately for Simeon, nobody was hurt.
Yeah, that's the best part of it. Is Kevin Johnson delivers number 1. We'll get the second. We're looking at a 32-30. The way this one started, a long time like we had ourselves, that we still may have before it's over, a close one. But boy, with Garrett Rose just dropped Simeon's perfect from the line so far tonight. Oh, even he won't put a rebound. Flowers puts it up around.
Did you notice how just that rebound not even coming? He just blocks out, boxes his man out, and he plays wide. I always tell people you don't have to be tall to get a rebound. You can just play wide and take up space.
Flowers with 7. Will not go down for Scott. Out of bounds, and the Admirals will maintain possession. Looks like it might have been knocked out of bounds by Kenyon Smith.
But let's tell you what, Dunnigan does a great job of passing that ball out of the post. He is just a superb pass out of the double team.
It's the move inside. Boy, hit it to deck real hard with Thomas. Now the ball gets loose and stolen away. Anthony Abrams is in for the first time. Very heavy traffic goes to Dunnigan, and his nice little soft touch results in the ball hanging and dropping.
I think they need to get the ball to Dunnigan a little bit more. He has such a height advantage in the paint. I think they need to work some plays to get the ball forward to Dunnigan.
Rosie kicks it off his ankle. Let's call that a corner kick.
Must have blocked the shot.
Of course, the bad ones, that's for sure.
Well, he didn't quite block it, but he forced the bad.
And look at the hustle by Kenyon Smith to get back down there and grab that defensive rebound.
And one thing we know that the Wolverines will do less is hustle. They do a great job of hustling on the court. The Derrick Rose the piece is, he doesn't get a piece of it, but he alters the shot, like you said.
Isaiah Williams, his first foul. It's okay that he didn't block it. He could have blocked it out of bounds. Instead, he altered it into a teammate's hand. Just work it back and forth. Daniel Green gets the first points off the Simeon bench. 21-point lead, 36-15 for the Wolverines.
And I still think that Admiral needs to get the ball to Dunnigan when he's in the game.
Right now, they need to do more than that. Floating in and out, no good. Flowers the rebound. They try to knock it away, can't do it. Gets the ball to Rosa, push it up the floor in a hurry. Here comes Kenyon Smith saving it in. But then, his pass under Lennon, Isaiah Williams comes up. 2-on-1. And it gets broken up by Daniel Green, who commits the personal foul, his first. Down to 79 seconds left here in the opening half. And what a spectacular